In essence, I think that Anno used an episodic approach to make Evangelion more perfect. By inventing an arbitrary number of angels that were to attack Nerv, Anno could justify any needed length for a story. So long as every angel was distinct enough from its counterparts, and enough character and lore details lurked in the background of each episode, the show wouldn't feel like it was wasting time. The other anime that Anno has worked on have all been more serialized, and encountered serious issues because of this fact. Gunbuster doesn't have a set episodic format, but does usually resolve the major conflicts put forth in each episode by the end, which gives it a start and stop feeling, almost as if each episode is a new movie in a film series instead of an episode in a television show. Nadia more naturally dovetails old conflicts into new ones, creating a steadier narrative progression. But even before the infamous Island in Africa arcs derail this progression, there are cracks in the armor. Gargoyle and the Nautilus are locked in a cat and mouse chase, but because they have to be in this chase for 20 episodes, the logic of their chase falls apart. They end up constantly making weird choices which essentially let each other free, and who is the cat or the mouse in any given moment often feels completely arbitrary. Anno seems aware of this issue, sending the Nautilus on as many side quests as he can think of to prevent their battles with the Neo-Atlans from becoming too redundant. And in his Nautilus story recut of the series, he goes beyond just massively truncating the Island in Africa arcs, and also excises the most awkward encounters between the Nautilus and Gargoyle, as well as the most awkward side quests he sent them on. But the perceptive viewer may still wonder, just what the hell are these guys planning anyway? Kare Kano is fairly faithfully adapted from a manga, which is mostly coherent in its development, but relies too much on introducing new characters and immediately making them the center of conflict whenever an old conflict has resolved. The manga also did not have enough material to fill a 26-episode TV show. Sometimes the show expands conversations and visual gags in natural ways, fleshing out scenes without changing their function in the plot. But often, the show resorts to having the characters reiterate their motivations in internal monologue, or just doing a recap of the whole show in way too many of the episodes. This creates an unfortunate feeling of stagnancy in a show which is plausibly the most narratively propulsive romance in television. The show also doesn't really have a proper ending, I guess, but that's only a problem if you let it be. The most important comparison, of course, is between the original Neon Genesis Evangelion and the new theatrical edition. Even though these new works don't have to strictly contort themselves into 26, 23-minute, and 22-second chunks, they still end up having a more awkward structure than the original. Part of this is having to adapt old aspects of the work designed for that format into a new one. The second and third movies don't quite know what to do with all these angel battles that have to exist, for example. But new issues show up as well.